Which mortgage advisor Advise the coverage maintain flashing images.
Which mortgage advisors sponsors Weekends on Dave? Good decision.
Welcome back to Heyday here at the O2. Shannon Briggs has been and gone in short order. He's just joining us. David Haye will be with us very shortly up against
audience behind it, yeah. If she was a hit, I would sign it, yeah. Ooh, put your hands up. She's got the wobble, wobble, wobbling. Hey, she got the wobble, wobble, wobbling. Hey, she got the wobble, wobble.
the Cobra Gjergjaj. As we head towards the ring, that our MC is ready.
Kingdom first, singing the national anthem. The country of Switzerland, please welcome to the ring, Gjergjaj.
knows that there is no margin for error. He not only has to win, he has to look good doing it in order to keep himself relevant in the heavyweight division. He's got the temperament, and he feels that he still has the physical tools to do that as he breaks into a beaming grin at the back of the O2 Arena. On the ring walk to his familiar anthem of Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Been using this tune since his successful challenge for the unified cruiserweight titles when he fought Jean-Marc Mormec in Paris. And for the most part, there have been glory nights, bar that one aberration against Vladimir Klitschko. So referee Terry O'Connor brings the two boxers together to receive their final instructions.
You know what I expect. Shake hands, pistols to both. Here we go.
So during that brief coming together, the height advantage enjoyed by Arnold Gjergjaj apparent. How much will he be able to capitalize on that as he prepares to square off against the speedy, elusive David Haye as he continues his ring return.
Second up, first round.
So here we go then, the first of the scheduled 10 3-minute rounds in this heavyweight main event contest between the former two-weight world champion David the Haymaker Haye, wearing white trunks trimmed with gold. His opponent, the undefeated Arnold the Cobra Gjergjaj, wearing solid white trunks with the bunch of advertising logos all over the legs. The first coming together, and David Haye immediately looking to tee off with hooks and uppercuts. Gjergjaj walking in behind a high-held guard. His body is rather open and his elbow displayed, and a thunderous right hand straight through the guard has put Arnold Gjergjaj on the canvas with just 40 seconds elapsed on the clock.
Tremendous right hand, and it didn't hit him flush, just hit him on the side of the glove, enough to jerk his head back. He's in trouble here.
Gjergjaj in desperate trouble, retreating to the ropes in survival mode, covering up with more than 2 minutes to negotiate of this opening round. Haye firing an uppercut but missing, but there is still a long way to go in this opening stanza for Arnold Gjergjaj to get to another right hand through the guard, buckles his knees, and Gjergjaj being exposed to a difference in levels here. His undefeated record doing precious little to help his current predicament. Fires a right hand back in desperation, but it is all David Haye through the opening half of this first round.
Yeah, Davis just now changed his tactics a little bit. He's trying to get him to open up. Gjergjaj walked into him to begin with. Now he's backing off with a high guard and being defensive, so he's harder to hit clean.
Backing off, but finding himself confined towards the ropes. David Haye looking incredibly relaxed. Not a hair out of place to this point, while the face of Gjergjaj has been reddened. And he's realizing that this is an entirely different sport from what he's been used to this point in his career. Offering precious little in the form of offense. Hasn't quite fully entered survival mode yet, but he's really not letting his hands go with any type of bad intentions through this point of the opening round. So Haye doing exactly as he likes, operating out of center ring. Gjergjaj just trying to stay out of harm's way and punching range.
Just close him down, walk him down, use that jab, step in close so he's not overreaching with his punches, and then land the shot up high and bring his guard down, because he's being cagey now. Gjergjaj is keeping those very high, hard to hit him clean, so he's just got to be patient, David.
Gjergjaj putting on the earmuffs now, bracketing his head with his hands, trying to repel and parry those shots that are crashing home from David Haye. Right hand strays around the back of Gjergjaj's head. But it's all David Haye throughout the course of this opening round, toying with that left hand, looking to find an opening for the right that put the man over in the first 40 seconds of round number one. And the right hand has sunk him down again. Gjergjaj is complaining that it's behind the back of the head.
Yeah,
but he's falling for a second time.
Yeah, a little bit of cardology there. He tried to get away with it, and referee Terry O'Connor done the right thing. He said, "Look, stop messing."
It makes an ordinary day feel epic and opens our eyes to amazing things. Can inspire us.
The second round. The first round was a dramatic one as David Haye put his man on the floor twice. Still not clear whether the second knockdown was counted. Referee Terry O'Connor didn't issue a count, but after receiving a right hand that he complained was behind his ear and towards the back of the head, Arnold Gjergjaj sunk to the canvas for a second time after being dropped by a right hand straight down the pipe. at around the 32nd mark, and a left jab has put him on the floor this time. David Haye in complete control. Arnold Gjergjaj completely overmatched. Takes a trip to the canvas for the third time in the second round.
The fans think he took a dive there, so they weren't very happy about that.
I saw your fighter, Conrad, the middleweight, put a man on the floor with a left jab last week in Bristol. David Haye doing the same thing here. Sugar Ray Leonard put Wilfred Benitez on the floor with a straight left hand. Kell Brook did the same on his way to the world title as well, but it's a rare occurrence to see a boxer get floored with a jab. And Arnold Gjergjaj just appears to be looking to a place to fall.
Every time he's hit here, isn't he?
Yeah, appears to be looking to a place to fall here every time he's hit with a shot. David Haye, well, I'm sure he's received more opposition during sparring than he's receiving here. Arnold Gjergjaj being completely overwhelmed, and for the second time in the round, Arnold Gjergjaj has taken a trip to the canvas, completely overwhelmed, completely dominated, and I think Terry O'Connor's going to wave this one off because the fight has been punched out of Arnold Gjergjaj, and with 1 minute 23 remaining in the second round, David Haye climbs the turnbuckle because Arnold Gjergjaj had just been consigned to his first professional loss. Blitzed into oblivion on the floor 4 times. Once in the first round, then at the end of the first round, which we're not sure was counted. Then in the second round, he was dropped by a jab, and then a cluster of punches just sent him wobbling to the canvas. Arnold Gjergjaj being exposed to a level completely beyond what he's been used to this point in his career. And David Haye continues his successful ring return as he continues to build momentum, as he hopes to get himself back into contention for a shot at the heavyweight crown.
Yeah. Every time we hit this guy, have a better chance of a look at it here. A solid looking jab. Let me have a look at it again. This is the end. He's chopping away around the side. Look at his legs every time he's hit on the head. His legs seems to be shaking right to the floor every single time he's hit.
Well, no disrespect to Arnold Gjergjaj, but it was a step up in level. But I suspect that David Haye has received more opposition and more movement from the heavy bags in the gym than Arnold Gjergjaj was able to offer tonight. Completely overwhelmed, completely outclassed. But as he said, David Haye, in the build-up to this contest, you don't get paid for overtime, and he scores the 6th second-round knockout of his career, his 18th knockout inside 3 rounds. Arnold Gjergjaj really has been exposed to a painful truth tonight. That is, he has a lot more seasoning to acquire if he hopes to advance toward European contention in his own professional career. So he's either going to grow from this or have his confidence severely dented. No such problems for this man. He's knocked out another opponent inside of 3 rounds, and he continues to build.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the official time. 1 minute, 35 seconds, round number 2. Referee Terry O'Connor puts a halt to this bout. Your winner by TKO victory, the Haymaker, David Haye.
So David Haye jumping for joy in the center of the boxing ring at having been declared a second-round knockout winner over Arnold Gjergjaj, who was outgunned, overmatched and outclassed during the course of that 2-round contest. David Haye demonstrating plenty of punch power, and the crowd in attendance here once again demonstrates that he is a serious box office draw.
Absolutely.
And those 2 qualities will make him a serious person to be talked about in the heavyweight mix.
Without a doubt, yeah. I mean, the place is absolutely packed here, and you know, you have to say, I thought those punches that hit him, the first right hand is a very solid right hand. Didn't really get a look at the jab again, so want to have a look at that again in slow motion. And at the end, he was so badly beaten up. Every time he got hit with a solid shot, he shook to the floor. His legs were very shaky every time he got hit. So good destructive job, and now we need to see him move on and either fight for an eliminator or fight for a title.
Well, David Haye was ranked number 6 by the WBA coming into this contest. Shannon Briggs was ranked number 7. And according to Shannon Briggs, if he won and David Haye won, then both of them would be sharing this ring here at the O2 Arena. Now, perhaps given their ranking, that could be an eliminator, maybe not a final eliminator, but perhaps an eliminator for a WBA title. But both men have completed their jobs. They've won impressively here tonight. And so will they be sharing a ring in September? Let's see if David Haye reveals any of his future plans as he prepares to speak with Andy Sherpitt.
So we're in the ring with David Haye. Another stunning knockout victory. David, that fight was almost over quicker than the Mark de Moray fight. I know you want to get some miles on the clock. How did you feel in there tonight?
I felt amazing. I really did. I felt sharp, fast. You know, my timing was great. A great training camp with Shane McGuigan. You know, a great support team as well. Everybody in Haymaker Boxing, the whole team, have really sort of got together and put on an amazing event here. I'd like to thank each and every one of you amazing fans who've obviously shown out to, you know, watch the future of the heavyweight division. You know, a lot of people thought I might be the past, but, you know, I believe I truly am the future, and I'm looking forward to big fights. Next year, big fights with the likes of Anthony Joshua. For me, that would be a fight I'd absolutely relish. You know, I'm a fan of his, but it's a fan, I believe it's a fight the fans want to see. But more immediately, how did Shannon Briggs look? You look good?
He looked pretty dominant, that's all we'll say.
Well, next